This is the story of the American dream, told by a man who's lived it, those who fear for it, and 3 women on a journey to rediscover it. Previously on I Am Forever.
Day 3, things are getting a little bit unorganized. Totally organized. What are you talking about?
Remember, heels on the ground, and it's super vertical like this. Use your duck feet so you can kind of see the top there. I want you guys to be able to make it.
The young girl behind the counter in her 20s asked me where we were going. I said to the Valley of Fire, and she said, I've heard many stories about the Valley of Fire. I've never been to it. Someday I'd like to go there. I will never understand that kind of thinking.
Yeah, 1.5 miles straight up is not exactly what I wanted to hear this morning, especially after our excursion yesterday.
This is a nice reward, though. It's beautiful.
You can't have freedom unless you have the freedom to fail. You can't win unless there's the option of losing. This is foundational.
One of the great problems in America today is that you have a culture of people who want to eliminate risk from life and from society. And this is a problem. You can't eliminate risk. And when you try to do that, it has perverse consequences for society down the road.
Every very successful person will tell you, I failed at my first 3 companies, or I failed at this, and then I failed at this, and then on the 3rd time I succeeded. Nobody knows what's going to work until you try it and you find out. If we kind of have this mentality that everything has to succeed, everything has to last forever, you destroy the ability to learn and to grow both on an individual level and on an economy and society-wide basis.
The fact is, we have to recognize that there is no reward without risk. And that if we want people to live fruitful, rewarding lives, we have to let them take risks. And one of those risks is the risk of failure.
So yesterday we did day navigation, and you learned some pretty valuable lessons about how to plan a route. Some of you guys made good choices, and some of you guys made some not so good choices, but that's okay, that's how we learn. Tonight we're gonna step it up a notch. We're going to do solo night navigation. Everything changes at night. As soon as the sun goes down, we can't see. And especially if you're in dark timber, it becomes a big challenge. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna go from Blue Lake, and we're going to go to Withrow Spring, and we're gonna give you guys a grid coordinate to it. You're gonna plan your own route, 2 choices. Once that's done, we'll come back here, we'll talk it over with your instructor, and then we'll get you on the trail. You guys ready to do this?
I think. We'll see.
All right.
I'm feeling a little bit more confident. I was able to plot where we're going, given specific coordinates correctly, which is huge.
Yep.
So here's what I was thinking. Let's just take the road as far as we possibly can, enter in here, nice flat areas.
Walk me through some of the control points all along the route that are gonna help you identify how much progression you've made down that road.
So when we come off this area here, we're going to be kind of on a ridge line.
Okay.
I know there's a ridge on this side, and I also know it's dropping off on this side.
At this point here, at this last intersection, I'd like to shoot an azimuth to our camp location, because obviously yesterday we saw where the trails were not exactly accurate to what the map was saying.
So you got a huge terrain feature right here, right? That giant finger.
Yes.
You're not gonna miss that, even when it's super dark, okay? So that
Is going to be a big sign.
We'll have a good little 3.5 mile adventure.
In the dark.
In the dark.
Okay, let's do it.
don't get us lost.
With a rifle, it's really important that we get the stance the right way.
Okay.
Because there's a lot more recoil impulse coming from the rifle than there is the pistol. And what I want you to do is that same aggressive stance. You don't see me coming back like this, do you? No. Nope. I am very aggressive. So my shooting hand's gonna have firm, high grip on the pistol grip. The stock is in the pocket of my shoulder. So this is like a hinge, all right? So it just comes up, down. So now when I present the rifle, all I have to do is bring it up, and it's right where I want it. All right, so we're gonna do just a couple of real simple up drills.
Okay.
And it's just to get the rifle to come up, present to the target, get a sight picture, and press off a shot. Up. Up. Ah, there we go. Let's try it a couple more times. All right, time of departure, 21:30.
Find the road and
It's dark. How am I supposed to find the road?
headlamp.
Thank God for full moons, huh?
So right back there was the hilltop.
Yep.
And right now we're on the ridge.
Yep.
And then here's the drop off. Okay, I just wanted to double check because I knew there was something there and this didn't seem right.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm assuming this mountain right in front of me is this mountain, but it's dark.
And I can only tell you where we're at, but I'm not responsible for where we're going. It's all on you.
Something just doesn't make sense to me.
Do we go down any big giant hills?
Where we're at here is 6,200 feet, so no, we should not be going down any big holes if we are correct in our mapping. Are we going the right way? Is this right?
Come on, let's go. We'll make a decision and let's do it.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
We're gonna figure this out.
We're headed down that portion of it based on the map or whatever. We're doing this.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
I'm gonna make
Think
you make your
about it.
choices, okay?
Okay.
Because that's how you're gonna learn.
Favorite. Ah. Lots of rocks. Are we on a road?
I don't know.
I think you ventured a little
Off the road?
off the road.
Coming up on I Am Forever.
That sea became turbulent. The sea can become like a raging river. Boats are lost and sunk, never to be seen again.
That's the direction we just came, right?
Yeah.
Or is that the direction we just came? And with a rifle, it's really important to shoot in a rhythm. So after the shot breaks, I'm gonna hold the trigger to the rear. The rifle's gonna go through the recoil process, it's gonna come back down. When it stops moving, then I'm gonna reset my trigger. Okay, that's follow through. And if our body position is good, our trigger control is proper, following through properly, that rifle should recoil and come right back down. Recoil, come right back down.
Okay.
Every time you're taking your finger off the trigger, I don't want you to do that, okay? More follow through on that trigger, okay? Same thing with the pistol, hold that trigger all the way back to the rear, let it reset, then put it on safe. Weapon on safe. How much easier was that?
Yeah.
A lot easier, right? Because now I'm not having to find that trigger again. I already know where it's at. We want to make sure that we're keeping that positive rearward pressure
Okay.
until the rifle stops moving, then reset. Nice. Weapon on safe. Awesome job.
Unimaginable, a storm. We went out one day on a boat. We were over 100 miles, maybe 150 miles, out in the ocean fishing. That sea became turbulent. The waves became giants with a trough 30, 40 feet in between them. I lost an engine. Everybody was sick and laying about. I guess I was the youngest. I sat behind the helm. 31 hours. 31 hours, one motor, and made it back to shore. How would I know how calm the sea is? How would I know if I didn't know that it is not always so? How would I know that sometimes the sea can become like a raging river, boats are lost and sunk, never to be seen again? How would I know that if I had not experienced a storm?
That's the direction we just came, right?
Yeah.
Or is that the direction we just came?
I never thought that we would sink. We made it back to shore. Such it is with life, with our business, with our growth, failing, dusting ourselves off, trying again. Sure, there'll be tears, there'll be fear. We're all human. But believe me, the sun will shine again. Have no fear. You live in America.
Take a look to your right.
Oh my gosh.
See the road.
Right here. I missed it completely. I just,
See what happens when you put your head down?
yeah.
So the hardest part is once you bail off there.
So it's basically gonna be like almost right in front of us. That shouldn't be too far.
Right.
So I was right when we stopped here. I just went the wrong direction. Tonight was more challenging than I think any of us expected. Like mentally doubting ourselves, questioning everything we're doing.
Tonight was really good for Christy. Even though, like, I knew when she was making the small mistakes at the beginning, she had the ability to correct herself when she actually sat down and applied the fundamentals that we taught her. It was really cool to see it at the end when it all started to click for her and she really got aggressive and followed through with it.
I mean, this is a big feat for us, a huge accomplishment. It was
And getting there is so huge, just getting there, even though it took us
a long time.
We've learned a lot of new skills here. For sure.
And we didn't quit.
We didn't quit.
It was not an option. Super tough to know where you're going.
It's frustrating.
It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
And then you get kind of turned upside down, and then you doubt yourself.
Right. So imagine doing this on your own.
Yeah.
Hey, look at there.
Is that it? Ow!
High five.
Awesome. Good job.
Proud of you.
This is actually past my bedtime.